more talk.
Just one sec. I'm rewatching the trailer again just to make sure I remember everything.
I might as well rewatch it again myself.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, I just right now I'm at the scene where Shuri's looking at the scan of Vision's head.
Yeah, I just noticed like she was looking at Vision and someone pointed that out, and I'm like, shit, I did not notice that. Someone also pointed the fact out that in the comics of the Infinity Gauntlet, Captain America actually dies in that skirmish with Thanos. So I'm wondering, will they stay accurate to that? And maybe like, because I don't know if like he's gonna get into that battle and then automatically he kills Captain America. That would be a holy shit moment though. Like holy fucking shit, they really went that route. So I don't necessarily know what they're going for with this, but everything in that trailer looked pretty cool.
You see,
Yeah.
what is? I need to Google really fast. Let me see. What's Gamora's species race?
Oh, I forgot. It's like there's so many
Gamora.
races. I forgot what Quill was too. I know I suck, but yeah.
She's a Zeroberi? I don't know how the fuck you pronounce that. It's like a four-lane pileup of a word.
I wouldn't be surprised because I think Thanos got around considering that Nebula and Gamora they look nothing alike, but they are
Yeah.
sisters.
Well,
Yeah.
she was a kidnapped like she was kidnapped from a planet. That's that scene where you see like a baby version of her like grabbing his finger, and walking.
Yeah, there's gonna be flashbacks for sure.
Also, also Cap looking like Punished Snake.
Yeah, Nomad
Right.
Cap is a thing in the comics where he's like, I'm done being Captain America. The government is too shitty. I'm gonna
Yeah.
do my own thing.
That's the thing, right? I never thought they'd get to Nomad. That's one of the things where I'm like, okay, this is never gonna show up.
They're kind of trying like Ronin from the comics for Hawkeye, but that explains why he's absent in the trailer because he's retired now due to the prologue comic. I haven't read it, but a lot of shit
Yeah.
happened.
I bought it, but I haven't read it either. I just know the part about him retiring and fuck, one we mentioned during during the recording.
I think I also mentioned that the toys spoil a lot of shit because Hulkbuster is
The
supposed to
Hulk
be.
busting out of a Hulkbuster.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he busts out of there, so it's really a lot of people speculate, oh, it's Iron Man, but it's really like Bruce Banner. And the toy also spoiled like one of Thor's weapons called the Stormbreaker. It's
Yeah,
really
the one that
called
Beta Ray Bill held. Yeah.
yeah, it's originally called the Ultimate Mjolnir or whatever they call it. I can never
Yeah,
pronounce that right.
Mjolnir.
Mjolnir.
Yeah.
So it's supposed to be that, but they
It's
revealed
like
that.
Nordic history growing up. Sorry.
Yeah, they revealed that weapon in the toy line where Thor's like summoning it in the trailer. So that's pretty cool. That's what's happening, and it looks like there's a piece of Groot on there because it's like a wooden axe on the side where the helm is, but the rest is
Yeah.
metal.
Because well, I mean, during the trailer you can see like it's teenage Groot actually, which is something impressive.
Yeah.
But it's because it's been about 2 years since the events of Guardians 2, which is weird to think about.
Hmm. Yeah, the time is moving pretty fast.
Oh yeah.
So
All right,
things about this
sorry.
trailer.
Sorry.
I've already been recording actually.
Oh shit. Oh fuck.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
I figured that was the best way to be like spontaneous.
I get that.
Yeah.
But also in the trailer, everyone.
By the way, there's a few things. There's a couple rumors I've been. I always listen to rumors just because it always intrigues me to think about, and then when I see it, I'm like, oh, sweet, either that happened or it didn't happen. That's cool to me. One of the rumors somebody mentioned because in the Infinity Gauntlet comics, he's basically trying to impress Mistress Death.
Yes.
Now, the big rumor is that Hela will be basically taking the place of Mistress Death since she is the goddess of death
that's
in
so
the MCU.
that's so weird because I'm like, didn't they kill her off in Thor Ragnarok?
Okay, so she survived a lot of damage during the film, anyways, and she teleports a lot, shit like that.
Yeah.
So
that could be a possibility, but it's like, the giant flame guy, he kind of did step on her a little bit. So I don't know if they're going that route or not, but right now, as we speak, supposedly she is deceased. But if she does come back, that would be interesting, considering the fact that it would tie more into Thor Ragnarok instead of
And
the post-credit scene where, like, the ship gets blown up.
Well, and it would also be easier to explain, though, instead of introducing Mistress Death, if they decide to do that at all, mind you. If they decide to just completely skip that part, that would just be like, oh, all right. But it's fan speculation on that one. That one's not anything like majorly sourced, you know.
I think if they do take a liberty with that, I think it would be more simplistic because I mean, all they have to do is say,
too.
all they have to do is say like, "Hey, Thanos came to Earth. He wants the Infinity Gems." That's it. That's all they have to say.
Yeah. But I feel like it does, if they decide to do either Mistress Death or Hela or just completely skip it, those two, like the earlier two, Hela or Mistress Death, that adds an interesting element, you know?
Mm-hmm.
One, shows how fucked up love is. That's a tip for you kids.
All you have to say is Thanos is trying to get some pussy and he wants to destroy half the universe.
Look, he just wants to get his dick wet, don't we all? Killing half the universe sometimes seems like it'd be worth it.
I mean, he wants to Infinity Gauntlet to show off.
Yeah. I mean, hell, everybody loves bling. Have you seen grills? I mean, fuck. I don't know. I'm interested though to see what Thanos' motivations are. During one of the Entertainment Weekly interviews, he said that he apparently still has a high compassion for love, even though he wants to wipe out half the universe. And I'm like, what? That seems interesting. He loves so much he wants to kill half of us.
I mean, I really want to see what kind of damage Thanos can do, considering he's been built up as this really, really powerful bad guy.
He's like ever since the Avengers, the first Avengers, he's been like hinted at so much over these last 8 years, especially. I wonder what the hell's gonna happen, you know? I'm excited. But I also wonder, like, where the fuck is this going to end up?
Well, at this point, I think it's been 10 years of build up for this villain, so he can't just go out like a wimp. I think that's one thing that they cannot just simply do. Say, hey, we're gonna kill off one of the villains that we spent like 10 years building up. I think that would be just utterly stupid. So I think the best course of action here is to try to continue and resolve this arc in Avengers 4. Because at this point, I mean, they did split both movies up for a reason.
Well, I do want to pose to you an interesting concept I also heard. Now, Captain Marvel is going to be releasing after Ant-Man and the Wasp and before Avengers 4.
Yes.
There's something very interesting about that film, Avengers 4, and a theory about the end of Avengers 3, which would be the one coming out soon. So, Captain Marvel is all about Skrull. Skrulls are shapeshifters who, in the comics, sometimes have the ability to take powers and mimic them. And they blend into societies and co-opt things.
And I think the Kree is going to be also introduced, so they're like a rival to the Skrulls.
The Krees will be in the film, but they've been introduced in Guardians of the Galaxy.
Guardians of the Galaxy 1, I believe. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. And they've also been in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., but we don't talk about Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Where, that sort of show where, Coulson comes in the movies and he dies.
And they haven't mentioned a single thing that's happened on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., like the Inhumans or anything like that.
I think no one wants to talk about the Inhumans.
I still don't watch. Oh, you know what we need to do?
What?
Well, one of these days, we all need to have a review every single episode of the Inhumans TV show.
I mean, that'd be. I mean, shit. That'd
it's
be
like third-rate cancer.
I mean,
hey.
I'm not a fan of any of like the ABC ones, like Cloak and Dagger or Runaways, but I think Runaways is good.
Runaways is okay. I've actually watched that series. It's not bad. Certainly not the worst thing Hulu's put out in the last 2 years.
Oh
Um,
yes.
I no, no. Have you seen what's that show? It's like Future Man. That one wasn't that good.
Future Man. I never heard of it, but you know,
I have a subscription to Hulu. Please kill me.
uh, what I'm curious to know, like, what are you guys looking forward to the most in Infinity War?
I'm looking forward to seeing who's left standing by the end.
That's gonna be a hard one to call. I would say the Guardians because I mean, we already have the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 scheduled.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
they cannot touch the Guardians.
Unless
I
unless
think
it's a
Gamora's gonna die.
I
okay,
mean they can like maybe one, but the rest no. I don't see it happening.
and before it's just a solo group film.
Yeah. I'd be interested in a solo group film, Avengers, if there's only one dude.
90% of the dialogue is just group.
I am Groot.
I am Groot. I think Gamora's on the chopping block. I think Nebula's pretty close behind. They're both Thanos' daughters, and they both have something to lose. It would make
Yeah.
sense for at least one of them to die, and I'm going to say it's Gamora for sure, and Nebula if not. I think Iron Man is going to bite the dust in either this film or Avengers 4. I think Captain America will be retired by the end of this. I don't think he's going to die, but I think
No.
Cap's going to retire. I see Hawkeye / Ronan mortally wounded.
What
I
about
don't see him
Vision?
Something tells me that Hawkeye is not gonna be in this one, but he will be in the fourth one.
Being fourth. Seeing as how it's not been any marketing, I think that's probably the case.
Unless like they're concealing him or something, but you know, Ant-Man, he's not there either, so that's the weird mystery, like where's Ant-Man and where is Hawkeye?
From what I've
Maybe-
heard, Ant-Man is taking, well, he's going to be in like a bit of the final film, but he's going to be in Avengers 4.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Oh,
Oh,
sorry.
sorry. I was gonna say I'm interested to see if any Wakandan, like any major Wakandans, die.
It's very possible actually. I could see maybe you know, one of the Okoye, I could see her dying. That could
Yeah,
be a thing.
definitely.
Yeah, Dora Maje. Who was the guy who's played by Daniel Kaluuya from Get Out? Remember his character's name? Fuck.
Wakabi?
Yeah,
Wakabi. Yes.
Wakabi.
I see Wakabi dying a brutal fucking death.
Yeah.
He did kind of betray the Wakandas, so I can see him die.
A little bit.
I mean, it could be Wakabi's way of making up to T'Challa by fighting with him.
That would be interesting. Now the problem is, right? What if Avengers 4 does take place in the past? What if they time travel through?
It would be weird to explain, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Because I mean they can do it with the time stone, but the question is, will Thanos complete the glove in this movie and snap half the universe out of existence?
I think without the time stone he could probably do that. Or he'll do as much as he can without it. He'll somehow not get the time stone. And one of the bigger Avengers, I think maybe even Pete, Spider-Man, will go back in time. And at the end of, like, it could even be a few months before, right at the end of that time travel will be when Ant-Man and the Wasp takes place.
Yeah, because
that would be interesting.
I think the weird thing is when they showed off set photos of Avengers 4, Captain America is wearing his Avengers 1 outfit. So I think the time travel thing might happen, but they might go back to the Battle of New York and show that fight, and then maybe someone comes there to warn them. It seems like that's the direction they're going into.
Now, see, my little fan fiction idea here is I think it would be interesting to see Peter traveling through time, desperately trying to stop this and sticking with events and realizing that maybe he can't stop all of it.
And since Spider-Man is like a kid, you would figure that you could change things in time, or maybe there's things that maybe they could do a little bit of a Back to the Future thing with it. Like, he wants to do things that you cannot do, otherwise you would fuck up the past.
Yeah, you'll cause a paradox.
So I think that would
There's
be a great sort of Spider-Man 2 movie if they factored that in.
here's I'm gonna tell everybody who's watching this really fast. Here's some recommended viewing. If you haven't seen the first season of The Flash, it talks about time travel a lot and actually makes a good case for what I'm trying to explain here, like the desperate attempt to try to change things that are completely unchangeable. Watch the first season of Flash for how I kind of think the time travel at the end of Avengers 3, if it happens, might go.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's a couple of scenes, I'm not going to spoil that at all, because there's an emotional payoff by the end. There's a couple of really great scenes that kind of show time travel in a desperate sense. It's like you can't change everything that's going to happen. All the bad things that'll happen, you might not do too good if you change it. And then later seasons of Flash get a little too deeper into, hey, let's just fucking rewind time to fix this shit.
Yeah, that might be a good point to take a page out of DC's book. Maybe they could do a little Flashpoint of their own. It would be interesting.
That's what everybody's been theorizing, too, for bringing in different characters for certain things, Flashpointing them.
Yeah.
There's a lot of characters that's like, if they just kill them off or cast change them, that's going to be like, what? Why the fuck do they do this?
Drill, really quickly, who do you think is going to die?
I definitely think Iron Man for sure.
Yeah, it's looking like Iron Man really gets beat up in this trailer, and I don't think he's gonna live that long, to be honest.
Yeah.
Oh, also, I want to put bets on Doctor Strange dying.
Doctor Strange.
Can he just turn back time?
Okay, so I don't think Strange is going to die, but I think he's going to get mind controlled because
That's what happened.
the guy, yeah, the guy in the Black Order who's going up against him, Ebony Maw, yeah, he's like, he likes to manipulate people, so I think he's going to take Strange's mind and manipulate him to give him the time gem. That's what I think might happen, and then maybe they could have some sort of intervention where he doesn't get it because it's really going to be probably important to the next movie.
Yeah.
So I'd say there's probably, you have that middle ground between Thanos and, Ebony Maw getting it. So I feel like the little moments between then, somebody's gonna snatch it, and it'd be great if Ant-Man shows up then. Like, fuck.
Yeah, he could be useful.
He'd be really useful there. Fuck.
Let's see. So I have like another question here. When it comes to the Soul Gem, where do you think it is? It's got to be in Wakanda.
Yeah.
If I was to hazard a guess, I think it's actually on Titan itself. The something that I think would be interesting is if Titan itself is the Soul Gem and it requires sacrifices. So that's why they're on Titan, to be the sacrifices to harvest the gem out of there.
That would be a little bit meta, but it's interesting. Because, I could see Thanos going on a murderous rampage just to, he fucking killed half the Asgardians because they had the Tesseract. So it shows that, yes, he can be this brute force that if he wants something, he will do anything it is in his power to take it. But on the other hand, I think it would be a little bit too complicated in some areas to explain. But I wouldn't mind. I just think that final battle, it has some purpose that we're not seeing, and I definitely don't believe Tony Stark when he says like it's just gonna be about protecting Vision, because we see in one scene where it wasn't in this trailer, but it was one of the previous ones where Vision looks pretty toast, like someone's pulling the gem out of him. And,
that scene is supposed to take place like before the Avengers find, I think.
Yeah, so it looks like he's pretty much, I don't know if they're gonna take it or not, but it looks like he's pretty much done in one scene. So I'm not sure if that's the big conspiracy behind it.
You think Vision's gonna bite the dust or nah?
Well, Bane, isn't it explained that if they take the gem out of his head, he dies?
Not necessarily. They could, because like something similar has happened in the comics, where somebody said something like that, and I heard before, not the Vision, but I don't think the Vision. It's been a while since I read the comics, but there's a way to remove it. It just he'd be depowered.
Yes, so that might explain. I think they might take it out, but he just will revert to this sort of human form that we saw in the last trailer. That's what I think. They're gonna get the gem, but eventually he's not gonna be fighting anymore. So that might be a bummer. But hey, at least he's not dead.
Now, some people have been talking because there's a photo of Mark Ruffalo with Have you guys ever seen the original, like the Incredible Hulk TV series, where at the end of every episode he'd hitchhike and sometimes have like a bag on the back?
The TV series, I haven't
Like-
seen that in fucking years.
I
Yeah.
haven't seen it a lot, but I remember it.
There's
All
a
I re-
photo. Let me
Like
see if I can find it.
the one thing I remember is that he swapped to a different actor whenever he transformed,
Yeah.
which I thought was kind of funny.
Let me see if I can find. There's a set pic of him. If I can find it somewhere, but it's him like walking with like a stick and a bag, like clothes like in a bag or something.
I don't know. Mark Ruffalo, he's kind of a troll. He likes to leak shit too, which
Yeah.
I think Marvel. No, I don't think it was Marvel, but maybe they did get on him. But it was also Sam Jackson. He said, "What the fuck are you doing?" Showing this footage, and so I don't know. He might be trolling on this one. I'm just giving my opinion.
I can understand that. I can't seem to find it when I'm googling. I'm bad at googling shit. But I wonder if they're going to do. Because in the comics, they've separated Bruce Banner from the Hulk before.
Mm-hmm.
They could use the Reality Stone to change things like that, like separate him and do some other thing. In fact, it'd actually be interesting if they had the Reality Stone to remove the Soul Gem from Vision's head.
Now that I think about it, I could see that happening.
And then it also it could give him his powers still while removing the gem.
Does Thanos have the reality gem now?
Currently, in all the scenes, he only has
The
Space
power
Gem
gem and the
the
space
power
gem.
gem.
Yeah.
Yeah. Although,
But-
admittedly, Marvel they fucked around and hid shit from us before, so he might have it by the time.
I would be surprised. I think he's definitely going to get the soul gem. Not the soul gem. What is it? The one that's in Vision's head is something else. I'm not sure.
That's the Soul Gem, I think.
You sure? I thought it was something else.
Let me look here. The Mind Stone. The Mind
The
Stone.
Mind Stone.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's going to get that, but I'm not sure about the other ones. Who knows? Maybe he will complete the glove.
I feel he at least won't complete the glove in this film.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
probably might be in the other one. Avengers 4.
Yeah. I feel like the Aether will escape him at the very least.
But
Tesseract is
but,
obviously gone, but
I mean, if he completes the glove, won't that mean he's pretty much unstoppable?
he can be stopped, I believe.
He just can destroy the universe at the snap of his fingers.
True.
Mind you, the Power Stone's with the Nova Core.
But I
which
could
also-
see.
Okay.
Oh, sorry.
I would
was
say
gonna
because Nova Core will come to Earth at the very least to try to protect that shit. So
Yeah.
I think that was leaked though, because for him to get the power gem, he had to go to the, I don't know what that guy's name is. He's played by Benicio del Toro.
the Collector.
The Collector, yes. There's a scene that got leaked where he's being interrogated by the Black Order, so I think that's how they eventually get it, is I think the Collector takes it from the Nova Corps or stashes it somewhere, and then the Black Order comes in and is like, nah fam, we're taking this.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Also, the toys, like I said, they leak a lot of shit. Like, they
Yeah.
leaked Thor's hammer being the Stormbreaker, which Stormbreaker. I keep thinking Stormbringer, I don't know why, but Stormbreaker.
Isn't Stormbringer something from Destiny?
No, Stormbringer, I think it's a trophy for Metal Gear Rising. That's why I call it that. It's super weird, but it's really not called that. It's called the Ultimate Meow Meow. That's what I'm gonna call it. So yeah,
I'll allow it.
yeah, it's something that Reapers called it, but yeah, I think he's gonna make his new weapon. The Hulkbuster scene is gonna be cool. I think they kind of allude to it because in the trailer you see the Ravagers attacking the Hulkbuster, and he's pretty much outnumbered.
Yeah.
So I think that's when it's gonna happen. He's gonna bust out and be like, "I'm green, bitch," and then we have that scene.
I'm excited to see what the hell's gonna happen though. This is gonna be some absurd shit.
I mean, I can guarantee there's probably going to be a lot of upsets.
Oh yes.
Yes,
There's gonna be
because
a lot of dead people.
I think a lot of people are hyping this up in favor of the heroes when I think the screenwriters said that this is not really about the Avengers, it's about Thanos here. So it's interesting to see that they're putting the perspective on the villain as opposed to, the heroes this time around.
I think he's going to also be a more interesting villain than most villains the MCU's had.
Yes, because I mean, in mostly every MCU movie, you get the cookie cutter villain. He comes in and then he dies, and then it's like, what was the point?
Yeah, there's somewhere the villains when they die, it's perfectly fine with me. Like Ronan the Accuser, that's fine. That makes sense why he dies.
Yes.
And there's somewhere it's like, why the fuck would you murder him? Like, I don't think they should have killed. Yeah, fuck. Obadiah Stane, even from the first fucking MCU film. I don't think you should have killed him off. That was an interesting villain.
Yeah. Even in the Iron Man TV shows, they keep him as a reoccurring villain. Hell, they put him in a coma for a while.
Hell, I would even accept AIM as a constant villain.
If you want to count the MCU shows, Kingpin's still alive.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because of Matt's like sense of justice, instead of killing him, just keeping him in jail.
Yeah, but he thought about killing him.
I mean, hell, fuck, what's? I forgot the name of the there's Jonah from the Hulu one. I can't remember its name. Runaways. And he was played by the same dude who played Victor Von Doom in the old Fantastic Four films.
I know who you're talking about. His name escapes me.
You mean
Julian McMahon?
Julian McMahon, yes.
Yes.
The dude from Nip Tuck.
Yep.
Oh,
I remember.
From the old Fantastic Four?
Yep.
Yeah. And he was good in that show, and I think he's still alive there, so yeah. I'm interested to see though, MCU, they're at a turning point right now. Because really, they can do whatever the hell they want with these two films.
I mean,
and we're going to go see it anyways.
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to segue into the next phase for sure.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't be so... Oh, sorry.
This is just a silly hypothetical one really fast. What would you do if this was just 2.5 hours of Kevin Feige slapping his balls onto a camera when you get in?
I will walk out. I mean, I don't want to see that.
Why the fuck did I waste $10 for this?
Honestly, at that point, I'd start laughing. I'm like, you know what? I'm okay with this. You fucking earned it at this point. Fuck you, but you earned it.
Or it's just 2 hours of Thor sitting in the lobby.
But
that
I was just playing there.
I wouldn't be surprised if Thanos just fucks up everybody and the end of the movie's just them standing in front of a bunch of dead bodies.
I can understand that.
That would be fucking hilarious. Alright. So do we have like anything else for impressions on this trailer?
It certainly got me more excited than I already was for Infinity War, which is weird to think there's only been like 3 trailers.
I mean,
sorry. Go
on. No, you go.
All right. Well, there's been like, how many trailers was there for Tomb Raider? It was like 3 or 4.
Somewhere around there, 2 or 3. I think it was 3.
And like, there's been so many films where I feel like I've seen everything from the trailers. But I still feel like there's so much fucking shit that I have not seen from Infinity War. That gets me excited to go and see it.
It's only so much you can glean from 2 minutes.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's some films where 2 minutes can spoil the entire film.
Well, I mean, if you are Terminator Genesis, then of course.
I mean, the twist in the film would have been so much better if they didn't show it in the trailer.
Yeah, I
Oh,
fucking hate that.
there was a trailer for fuck, well, it came out last year. Um, I think it might have been trying to think of the name of it for now. Hitman's Bodyguard. It was the only one that didn't spoil the whole film for me. There was like so many other trailers. Kingsman 2 spoiled a big fucking twist and an actually interesting reveal. I'm not going to mention what that reveal was, so I want people to see that film, but if you've watched the marketing or see the fucking box art, it's right there in your face.
Amazing Spider-Man 2. I mean, you get
Oh.
Rhino, and
Well,
he
hang on.
shows up at the end of the movie.
That trailer showed only the good parts of that fucking film. I'm glad that film nobody liked that film.
I mean, I've seen it once and it was just painful.
I've seen it twice in my
Spider-Man.
life.
At least Spider-Man 3, I can find enjoyment out of it.
I think that movie had the same too many villains problem because I think it was Hobgoblin. I think it was
Yes.
also Rhino, even though he's a cameo, let's be honest. And then it was what is the guy? Electro?
Yeah.
Jamie Foxx. And I just didn't understand why they overbloated that movie when they knew that Spider-Man 3 had the same issue.
Again,
I can answer it. I would say I can answer it in two words. Sony Pictures. The only reason I'm excited for the actual new Spider-Man films, not the ones they're doing this weird semi MCU with, is because like Marvel has creative control too. They can rein them the fuck in.
That's true. I don't know what's gonna happen, particularly with Into the
Venom?
Spider-Verse. Venom
Oh.
is another story, but Into the Spider-Verse, I think that might be decent. But Venom, you could tell by the trailer, it just looks unfinished.
The
Yeah,
trailer looks well shot. That's one thing I'll say about it. It looks very like I like the shot composition, but
I like the
outside of
atmosphere
that,
too.
But yeah,
I'm nervous about that. Sorry.
the problem I had with it is that it just feels like a fan-made trailer someone made of Tom Hardy's other films.
Okay, when the guys in the computer room, they all like did a front flip, and no one knew what the fuck happened. I was laughing. I'm not gonna lie.
By the way, I had to look this up. Venom's coming out in fucking October.
Uh,
Oh,
They
that's
wanna
not
get horror-
that's not a good sign.
to be fair, I think what Drill was saying, like they're gonna try to make it a horror movie, but also I think that's due to the fact that they really need to finish up the special effects.
Yeah. Well, no, that was something you were saying, and honestly, I think Venom would work for a horror movie. It's a horror movie concept, like this alien, creature, kind of fusing with him and fucking with him too. That's interesting for a horror concept.
I mean, they could see Venom. I mean, they could see the symbiote giving him hallucinations and starting to show him like horrifying images.
That
Yeah.
would be cool. I would like that.
Hell, haven't you guys seen the movie Nightcrawler?
No.
The one
See-
with Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yes, that is my kind of concept for a Venom film. Just this guy kind of going fucking nuts and like bordering the line between sanity and insanity, and also a reporter. And he's trying to take himself. The people are trying to take him seriously, and everything around him. He's just going fucking nuts. I would love a Venom-esque film like that because Venom, like Eddie Brock's a reporter in this film,
Yes.
I believe, right?
What we have here supposedly is that they are taking from the Lethal Protector storyline. Venom and Spider-Man have some sort of truce, and then Venom is semi-exiled to San Francisco. In the trailer, you can see the Golden Gate Bridge, so obviously they are taking
Yeah.
from Lethal Protector. I think it would be interesting if they explored this idea, considering the fact that we don't know. Well, considering that stupid Amy Pascal kind of said, maybe they're connected. But we don't know if this is connected to the MCU Spider-Man or not. But that will be an interesting twist. If so, maybe they'll do something like that. But if it's a shitty movie, I don't think the payoff's gonna be great.
Yeah.
I want to like it. I hope it's good. Ironically, by the way, I mentioned Nightcrawler. Riz Ahmed's in the film too, and he was in Nightcrawler,
Yeah.
which that's awesome. But
Oh,
go on.
I was gonna say the problem is that Sony's history with Spider-Man's been kind of mixed, especially with Venom, since they kind of butchered the character in Spider-Man 3.
Well,
Well,
let's
I
not
mean-
mention Topher Grace again.
Well, let's also talk about like Sony themselves. Film wise, they have hits and then they have misses. Problem is, for every like one or two hits, there's like 10 misses. For Jumanji and Spider-Man, although I'm not gonna give him full credit for Spider-Man because fuck that. And Baby Driver, which I'm also not gonna give him full credit for Baby Driver. You had Emoji Movie. You had fuck how many other films last year that were just pure trash from them.
Well, I would say, Sony Pictures is not the greatest, obviously. But
Yeah.
I am glad for the stuff that they really did with Spider-Man. I just think that they're trying to get too ambitious and hold on to the IP because you can clearly see it. There's interviews with Amy Pascal supposedly being fucking unprofessional, throwing a sandwich at Kevin Feige, saying that he's not gonna get Spider-Man back and shit like that. So I think right there with the whole silver and black thing too, where it's like, okay, we have Venom solo movie. I understand you guys tried that before with Sinister Six. Now you guys want to still go on with this whole Venom and silver and black charade, and it's like, why,
Like,
fam?
Venom could be good. That's the thing. Like Venom could be really good.
Yeah,
But
Yeah, but you can tell they're trying to
Yeah.
like make their solo film universe with Spider-Man.
yeah, they tried
They-
that once with Amazing Spider-Man and it failed.
I mean, the problem is like, Sony should understand why Marvel's doing so fucking well when Dark Universe flopped in its first fucking technically its second first film.
It died before it even lived.
Like so many of these other cinematic universes are either struggling or dying, with the only other one being the new MonsterVerse, because it's had two good films and they haven't really tried fucking it up so hard yet.
Yeah,
I
that's
think
the
if
one
someone's
with Godzilla, right?
Yeah.
I think if someone's going to make a cinematic universe, the first movie has to be something. It has to be good. I mean, Iron
First
Man 1,
impressions are everything.
yeah, first impressions are everything, and Iron Man 1 was a good movie. So they continue more and more and more. Now, obviously, MCU is not perfect because for every Captain America Civil War or Winter Soldier, there's Thor Dark World or Iron
Thor
Man
Dark
3.
World. I was just gonna say Thor Dark World again.
Yeah, we're not gonna discuss it like fully in detail. We know it's bad,
yeah.
but it's
Yeah.
it's not
I-
perfect.
I'd say for all the problems Iron Man 3 has, it's like fucking years ahead of Thor Dark World.
Yes.
Yeah.
They
The
fucking
problem-
played an Exhibit song as a phone ringtone of that film.
No.
I remember that shit.
Oh man, I don't. It's been so long.
The problem is
I
that-
rewatched it recently.
But yeah,
Jesus.
what I was gonna say is the problem is Sony kind of did back themselves into a quarter with Spider-Man, and they really didn't have much of a choice but to go to Marvel.
Yeah.
I mean, they did have a good plan going with this Raimi films, but then Sony meddled in Spider-Man 3, and he dropped out of 4.
Well, Sony's been a notable meddling company, and it gets annoying when you look at like bigger films from them.
Well,
I
I would say it's kind of funny. We do have some redemption because I think Vulture was supposed to be in Spider-Man 4, then that got
Eh.
scrapped, and then we got Michael Keaton. So
Although, admittedly, we would have gotten John Malkovich, and I love John Malkovich as an actor. He would have made a great Vulture.
I'm
Yeah,
not familiar
but
with him. I know he has like a solo movie based on him.
Being John Malkovich,
Yes, yes.
he's a fantastic actor. I'll get you a list of films of his you need to watch first.
But yeah, another
Being John
idea
Malkovich is a weird fucking film. Sorry.
Yeah.
but yeah, another idea they had was making Vultress, which was just sounded
Vulture's-
bad,
yeah. It wasn't supposed to be like his sister or daughter. Can't remember which one.
something like that.
It
And the-
Yeah, I love Raimi. I really do. If any of you haven't seen the Ash vs. Evil Dead TV series yet, fucking sign up for Stars. Don't torrent it. That show needs all the support it can get.
If I can watch Evil Dead, I mean, the first
Yes.
movie was just
the first
great.
one, fantastic. Second film, campy, like beautiful gore and gore. it's fucking perfect. And then Army of Darkness, which is one
It's
of the
great.
most creative fucking film concepts I've ever thought of, like anyone's ever thought of.
Yeah. I mean, one thing I really wish that Spider-Man 4 happened was that they were gonna actually make Bruce Campbell into Mysterio.
Yeah.
Mm, that
I would okay, hang on.
that would
I
have
would
been
have
so
liked
weird.
that.
That would have been so weird though, considering like he's been in all these cameos and now he's like the fucking Mysterio.
Well, I think that was supposed to be the point, but he was kind of like a wolf in sheep's clothing.
I can sort of see that now that I think about it.
That would have been actually pretty cool. Fuck.
Going from a ring announcer to an usher to some guy at a restaurant to now Mysterio would have been something.
Yeah, it probably would have been funny too, in my opinion.
He is just he's great.
But any more final thoughts about the Avengers trailer?
Hey, we've been off on a tangent on different things. Sorry about that.
Hey, tangents. This is the after dark, so tangents are
this is
fine.
a tangent cast.
Tangent cast is fine.
I think this is the way to do a trailer. It gives the right amount of information. All three trailers give me like the right thing I need to be like, yes, this is good. This like the next one. When the first trailer dropped, I thought the second trailer was gonna fuck it up completely. Because that happens a lot, and sometimes even with MCU films. I remember, I think the second trailer for Ant-Man kind of spoiled a couple things. It's been a while since I've seen that trailer, but
It's funny because a lot of people are saying that Ant-Man and the Wasp is probably going to be irrelevant if they go from big scale Infinity War back to small scale, but I think in the grand scheme of things, Ant-Man 1 didn't slow down even though they took off one of the famous directors, Edgar Wright.
hell, even without Edgar Wright, it did fantastic.
It did well. So I think maybe I don't mind more small scale stuff. It just depends on what they're doing, how it's being implemented, and if it's going in a direction where it could be wacky, all this other shit, but can it be also taken seriously sometimes as well? Because Ant-Man, he has a family, so maybe they can play up on that.
I think it's smart to go from high intensity, like Avengers, like 20 or 30 heroes and a chance of all like at least a majority of them dying and this big threat to go to this kind of small, relatively condensed story. I think it's smart to go from that instead of just like that to Avengers 4. We're going fucking nuts.
Yeah, you have to give people
that.
a chance to breathe.
Yeah, because then afterwards you have a relatively higher scale film, which is Captain Marvel.
Mm-hmm.
And that's going to, if the one thing I theorized about Skrulls being a big part of, because they've already confirmed Captain Marvel's a part of Avengers 4. So it would make sense if we do see one of our heroes die at the end of like Avengers 3 and it turns out they're a Skrull.
Mm-hmm.
It would make sense for both, like a Secret Invasion-esque storyline to be happening while they're fighting Thanos. So there's kind of like this underbelly of like, backstabbing, and if they don't decide to do a time travel plot.
I think they still might.
There's so many interesting things that could happen.
Yeah.
And honestly, I'm excited. Sorry.
Same here.
Yeah, sounds good.
Go ahead, Drill. You were saying
I
something?
was gonna ask when do you think they're gonna show a trailer for Captain Marvel?
Captain Marvel. It would not surprise me if right before Ant-Man and the Wasp. Kind of like to hold back a bit of spoilers because I feel like something will spoil, Avengers 3 if that one rumor is true. There's a Skrull.
I think maybe Comic-Con wouldn't be too far-fetched.
Comic-Con for sure. D23 also if they decide to hold it back as far as possible.
Yeah.
Like D23, it'll definitely happen, but if anything earlier than that, it'd be Comic-Con.
But yeah, I'd say definitely after Avengers 3's release.
Yeah.
I see MCU tweet says putting out some spoilers.
Who?
Ooh.
Okay, so MCU underscore tweets is a site where they have a lot of MCU news. I would recommend people following them. They were basically saying that the sharp objects going into Doctor Strange's face, that's pretty much his own spell being used against him by Ebony Maw.
Ooh.
I would recommend following these guys. They are pretty much on point with their news,
You
and
know-
I really love their theories too.
Oh, okay. I'm looking at the image that you just linked.
Yeah, it's very similar, isn't it?
Fuck. Yeah, you're right.
So
Huh.
I thought that was like something else, but now that I think about it, that kind of makes sense.
That doesn't surprise me. Now that I look at it, it's like, yeah, okay. Oh, and I'm reading one of their tweets here from 6 hours ago. Some characters receive less time in Avengers Infinity War will be pushed to the forefront in Avengers 4 and vice versa.
That's what I'm thinking. Maybe they're reserving like Hawkeye and Ant-Man for Avengers 4.
That would actually be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. And then there's like some of the Chari stuff and all that.
Oh, the aliens that got nuked.
Yeah.
That one I'm not sure about, but I kind of wouldn't be surprised, maybe, because the scene that they're talking about, it is a flashback. So I wouldn't be surprised if Thanos had some sort of involvement with the invasion, or maybe he said, yeah, I don't mind if you invade these people, kill them.
I get that. By the way, something interesting. Apparently, one of the posters has Peter Dinklage. Of it.
I think he's gonna be a voice actor. I know people are freaking out saying that, oh, does this mean that Trask is gonna be in the MCU? But I mean, it would be a smart move.
Trask, fuck.
It would be the smartest move about the Disney Fox deal ever, but I don't think it's gonna happen.
I hate to be this guy, but they have to go to a dwarf planet to make so that's where Mjolnir was made, and I think it's where we're gonna go to get Thor a new weapon.
Mm-hmm.
So I hate to make a joke about his size, but he could be a dwarf.
Oh my Jesus Christ!
That doesn't sound too far off.
This video is gonna get demonetized. I'm sorry.
Yes, most definitely.
Video demonetized for making fun of short people.
I was making a reference to a character.
Yeah, because I think Trask is also a midget in Ultimate Spider-Man, the video game and the comics.
I think so too. Yeah. Oh, yeah, dwarf.
Dwarf. All right, people. So I think we're done with the Avengers discussion. It was pretty fun. Same with the Black Panther one. I will get it on YouTube pretty soon. If there were points where I got like distracted, people were making noise, so forgive me, but I will edit this version. I don't think I have to do much for the Black Panther one, but very interesting discussion. When we see Infinity War, we will be talking about it. I don't know when, because I'm not sure. Does everyone have their tickets here, or maybe they're waiting?
I have pre-ordered my tickets. I'm going on Thursday previews, 7 p.m.
I have
took
mine.
The fucking day off. I was like, I'm not coming into work.
What about you, Drew?
I'm probably gonna wait a week after, like I did with Black Panther.
You're gonna wait till the normies clear out, and then you're gonna go see it?
That way I'm not so like.
You're gonna want to word filter tweets on Twitter.
Yeah.
Or just avoid Twitter.
It's just that way I'm not so packed in.
Yeah, at that point I would be like, you know what? I'm not getting on Twitter at all, because I know there's gonna be some person out there that spoils that shit. So I'm like, nah. I'm just gonna go the day of.
There's a theater that I go to that has like these recliner seats, and they have nice white spacing.
Oh yeah.
I'm going to see that in IMAX.
Damn, going for high quality.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah. Black Panther looked great in IMAX.
It's the same place I went on E3 because Sony have this thing where you go see them in movie theaters. So I went to the PlayStation press conference in a movie theater. That one was actually not bad, and the same IMAX screen and everything. So fuck yeah, I'm going.
Hmm.
Yeah. I mean, we could see if we could do something like the night of, like for Friday night, if you want.
Absolutely, yeah. Like, I definitely want everyone to see it before we even get on the discussion. I might, because I might, you never know. You might have to go and see like a movie twice sometimes to really fully analyze it.
Yeah.
Uh, and if it's one of those movies, because it's like 2 hours and 37 minutes long.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a lot to digest, especially when you have to account for hype.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, a couple things really fast. Some places like I had to see Black Panther twice because the first theater I went to, the speakers were like comically awful.
Hmm.
And since it's separate from the Black Panther thing, I figure I'll mention that here. So yeah, I'm gonna go see this night of for sure. I might have to see it on the Friday night. Yeah, I'm excited to see where the hell this is gonna go. And also, since it's gonna be such a long film, piss beforehand. Nobody likes when people fucking walk through the screen.
Oh
It's
yeah.
annoying.
I like the thing that I do is I always make sure if I'm like gonna drink something that I drink it way before the movie, or I just don't drink anything because I hate getting up and having to come back and then it's like, oh, I missed something important. Fuck.
For me,
Yeah.
I don't eat before I go to a movie theater. Because there are people I know that they eat and they have to evacuate bowels.
Man.
I ran into a guy who was taking a very loud shit in a movie theater.
Yeah, we
It's like
really need it. We're gonna get demonetized now.
yeah, dropping bombs there.
I go for a full no ad revenue special. I'm sorry. Uh, but don't be that guy who's sitting there in the toilet instead of watching a film.
I
Just
have
get like the large popcorn, get the large drink, and just piss before you go in.
Yeah. I have one more question though. Who's going to go to the insane MCU marathon in AMC theaters because they are showing every single Marvel movie all the way up until Avengers Infinity War and supposedly is going to be 31 hours.
Yeah, I would like to go, but I'd also realize I could take a nap during Thor: The Dark World. So I mean,
That's what I was gonna say. Like everyone
you
just passes out during that film.
yeah, you got a solid hour and a half of like sleep, and then like the end credits scene, and that's kind of it.
Jeez, it's so funny because it's like you see Thor: The Dark World, you take that nap, and then you wake up when Winter Soldier comes on. It's like right,
Yeah.
it's like right after, so it's like holy shit. Well, I'm up now.
You're asleep, and then you're wide a fucking wake,
Yes.
just like
Man,
right back.
I have a feeling someone's gonna be crazy enough to say that they watched the whole marathon without ever sleeping.
I could see that. They're Age of Ultron. Like then again, right after Winter Soldier and Guardians of the Galaxy, you have Age of Ultron, so you got a good nap there too. I don't know. I'm interested though to see. What if people actually do that? Because that's fucking insane. I watch. I've been watching on my own time catch up. But
Yeah, like I'm almost there. Like I think commentary wise, the last two films we have to do on the channel, in terms of commentary is Civil War, and I already saw Civil War, and I think we have to do Age of Ultron, which I never seen before. So
oh wow,
I never
I-
seen Age of Ultron here.
buckle up.
I assume
Civil.
it's disappointing compared to the first Avengers.
I mean,
It's got
I've
its good
seen-
moments. It's got
I mean,
that.
I've seen the first one and Civil War, but I never got into Avengers 2. Also, Iron Man 3 and Thor 2.
I like Iron Man 3 in moments.
Yeah, but the Mandarin reveal is very dumb.
I if they would have handled it better, I would have liked it. Because I was like, what the fuck? And normally I like what the fuck twists, but I wasn't too fond of that film. It's kind of a
Yeah.
shame.
Yeah. So I think we're
Um,
gonna end this one. As
Yep.
far as podcast stuff goes, we will see you guys next time when we talk about either Infinity War or Jessica Jones season 2.
I still have to finish that.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
been something that I steamrolled through, and we kind of had to do it because fucking I think Luke Cage is in May,
Fuck,
Correct
is
me if
Luke
wrong.
Cage in May? Shit, I haven't
Yeah,
looked.
I,
Damn,
I
that's so
think it
slow.
is. It's either in May or June.
Let me look here really fast. Season 2, June 22nd.
Yep, June 22nd.
Damn,
I got a little bit of time.
I got some time. I gotta catch up then.
Oh, hey, I mean, the Immortal Iron Fist is getting a season 2 soon.
Ugh.
I'm not looking forward to Iron Fist. I'm not gonna lie, shit.
At least
What?
there's a
You
different
don't like
showrunner at
Iron
least.
Fist?
I did like the first season, and I mean, the second season they have a new showrunner, but for some reason I don't know. Iron Fist has a lot to prove in terms of improvement.
No. Oh no.
What?
Trivia. Raven Metzner was the writer of the 20th Century Fox production Elektra.
Oh. Well,
AKA one of the worst superhero films ever made.
well, there goes my excitement.
Rest in piss this show.
Yeah, that's like
56 cuts.
fucking.
Uh,
How can you go from Scott Buck to that?
yeah, can we get Scott back?
I mean, are we gonna go back to like 56 cuts of a fight scene again?
Oh, that was ridiculous, man.
Oh wow, Scott also did Inhuman. Oh no, maybe we
Yes.
should keep this new guy.
Yes, he did.
Mm.
Two dumpster fires.
We'll find out somewhere like at the end of the year, because I think that's when Iron Fist is gonna come out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
But all right, that's the end of this podcast. I had fun, a lot of fun. We're
Yep.
gonna talk about stuff soon, and we will see you guys later.
By the time you see this, there might be another new video from us also. So scroll down, click the subscribe button.
Yeah,
Do it.
Do it immediately before we get demonetized.
It's already happened probably, but still, do it.